Did you wake up this morning with a weird feeling, a weird shift of energy, almost a disturbance in the force? Well, if you did, your intuition was right. Sony has made probably one of the biggest announcements they've had in a while concerning their future of their company and how they're going to handle their product. And it's insane. Not that long ago, I made a video talking about Sony PlayStation becoming a glorified blockbuster where they are taking predatory steps into shifting the control of their games and how they're releasing these games. That video I discussed that some games have a DRM timer, meaning that if you don't verify with your account or verify the purchase or whatever the case is, you are locked away from that game until verified. You have like a 30-day window to verify or else you can't play the game. That was a weird step, and I knew there were some technical answers regarding how it's just to help verify licenses, your account being able to play it, since this is more of a digital controversy. But it still seems like a very predatory step for consumers, where it seems like you will have a window and you're locked away from it if you don't confirm something, even though you've already bought the game and you already have it. It was still a weird predatory update to have to consumers to basically be like, oh, well, no, you got to do this if you want to play your games. You can't verify something? Oh, well, you can't play your games. And the very funny and peculiar thing is that this is all digital based. So that meaning that I have no physical retention, no physical media to be able to make do with, even if I was locked away from my games. Which leads us into today's video with Sony PlayStation releasing another update or giving more updates concerning their product and their physical media. In 2028, Sony PlayStation intends on completely cutting off physical copies, physical media, or even discs in general. What? For the longest time now, we've had a battle of game developers, products being innovative for the consumer. Meaning that game companies didn't care about the name, they cared about their product and how it moves forward innovatively with the consumer. And it felt like since 2000 with the PlayStation 1, the Xbox original, it felt like they were trying, and since then with more of game consoles, they seemed like they were trying their absolute best to be innovative, to progress their consoles, to make better in. That includes PlayStation, Sony. They seem like they've tried very hard for the past 2 decades now to be innovative with their game consoles, to have a product that people can be proud of and to actually go and play. Now it seems like we're taking a step backwards, or they're taking a step backwards as to say, oh, well, we don't want to, we see the consumer patterns, with product patterns, with what people are buying and what they're doing with it. And we've noticed that, well, not a lot of people are buying physical media anymore, and it's 80% around there of digital downloads and installation, which I can see the incentive where it's just pushing digital content, but that doesn't mean completely removing physical media. And this has already been a predatory step with Sony PlayStation trying to wean out physical media and just innovating or installing digital copies and digital downloads. They already did that with the DRM timer, and they already pushed that with the actual consoles, with the digital Sony, the digital PlayStation, and then the disc PlayStation. It almost incentivizes you just to be all digital, to just go the digital route, because it costs less money to go the digital route, while simultaneously still charging you and upcharging you money for non-physical media items. Meaning that they're taking away physical media, they're removing manufacturing for buying, producing physical copies, physical media, and incentivizing digital downloads, while still also upgrading the costs of digital products. GTA 5 or GTA 6, you can't buy the game unless you spend at least $80. Yet none of it has any physical media to it. Yet Sony wants you to keep paying more for products that they're lessening their production on. You see how that's a little predatory? Along with their many changes with the DRM charging or DRM timing or a timer, the weird soft installation of with physical disc drives for consoles over digital consoles. PlayStation with GTA 6 incentivizing paying more for a product. It seems like Sony are taking predatory steps to consumers where they're trying to soft launch these ideas and these things where it's like, oh, we'll pay more for products because it costs more to make it. Oh, well, we're installing DRM timers because we just want to make sure that the licensing and verification is right. Oh, no more discs in general? Oh, we're just following consumer patterns because 80% it seems like are going for the digital landscape rather than physical media. And you notice how and this has been a short span of not even 2 months that Sony is taking these steps and soft launching these steps to almost push just for straight digital content. What is going on, Sony? Are we really incentivizing so much to take away from consumers in the unlimited play style and the unlimited play and expectation that goes into PlayStation? Meaning that when I want to buy a PlayStation, I expect to play it like any other console would in any of the past couple decades. Discs, the way I'm able to play it, online capabilities and accessibility, backwards compatibility, game sharing. They're taking away so much in return trying to give us so little. And I hope that we as consumers kind of turn the tide to say that no, we aren't standing for this and we aren't accepting this. And we almost try to protest it because we are the voice, we are the buyers, we are the reason these guys are still in business and are still doing the practices they're doing. We are the reason that they're still alive. So we should be the reason that they shouldn't move towards this. And most of these game companies and most of any company moves in a direction where it's for their benefit rather than solely for our benefit. Which back then it seemed like it was a 50-50 directive where it was, oh, okay, well, what is it that the player base wants? And also, how can we confide that with what we need to do and what we want to move forward as a game company? Sony is completely taking it where it's fuck the consumer, fuck us. How can we improve ourselves? How can we make as much money as possible? And what can we do without innovating anything, giving anything, and in fact, we're taking things. So it's a weird incentive. It's very predatory. And there's nothing good that comes out of this. There's really no benefit for us. This is just a shot in the foot for us. Because that means it gives Sony complete control on what they can do and what accessibilities are able to happen between them. Because it's just straight digital. It's straight through Rockstar. So now they have complete control of how things are sold, what things are bought at, especially with trading things, buying used games. They're completely hurt. They know that these things don't completely incentivize and give them money or give them 100% profit. So they like to move things in a direction where it gives them full control and profit, which is such a predatory practice to not let the game community, gaming in general, be the way it is, how it's been for decades now. And now they're completely incentivizing everything digital. And that's going to go in a very bad direction because now it's going to lose a lot of people to go with them as a company and to move forward with them. The one thing they could absolutely fucking do is make games backwards compatible, keep services going with PlayStation 4 for a good bit, and incentivize your player base to actually maybe want to move on with consoles, products that are innovative and are incentivizing for you to move on with it, for you to upgrade. They're not incentivizing you to upgrade. In fact, it's a shot in the foot if they do. And even then, they're still removing a lot of support and access for backwards compatibility and things for the PlayStation 4. When a good chunk of the PlayStation player base is still on PlayStation 4. And if this is a push for the PlayStation 6, which I hope it isn't, they need to stop. They shouldn't even think about the PlayStation 6 for a good while now. I don't even think PlayStation 6 should be a thought right now, or even put in development, and wait maybe at least till 2030, maybe at least a couple years when you have GTA 6 rolled out, when you have game developers are mostly pushed and moved towards PlayStation 5. You have very little, it seems like, if at all, game products moving established in PlayStation 5. You have maybe God of War, Spider-Man, The Last of Us maybe, and even then that's sect from the PlayStation 4. Very little PlayStation 5, I don't want to say exclusives, but almost intuitively exclusive, or for the PlayStation 5. We don't seem like we have that much incentive for that. It just seems like it's all just PlayStation 4 ported to PlayStation 5. And then you have some PlayStation 5 indie games with a very little amount of actual AAA PlayStation 5 games. You have Elden Ring, stuff like that, but again, that seems like more that you can get on the Xbox. So it seems very predatory. It just seems very weird that Sony is taking this step in this direction when it just doesn't do anything for the consumer, and again, it just is again predatory. So again, I hope that we go in a direction that doesn't push this digital media, and in fact, it pushes for physical media. We at least can incentivize and have something go towards it where it keeps it alive instead of just throwing it in the fucking trash. So that's the hope. That's what we're gonna try to hope for. That's what we're gonna try to hopefully push for, protest for, and we'll see what happens. But that's all I really want to talk about it. I appreciate all you guys stopping by. Hashtag save the disc. Keep Sony from destroying physical media. And that being said, appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.